Yo, yo, yo. Hey, so we back at it again, episode 2 of the Quip and Katt podcast. So we're just gonna give a little rundown of our morning because we got a couple topics we're gonna talk about. So this episode 2, but this like really the first episode of us actually talking about topics, because if you go back to our first episode, we talked about how we met and everything, so that, everything that kind of led to this point of us doing this podcast. So we just did a brief little rundown in the first episode. So this is the episode where we really gonna do topics, and during the middle of the week, we gonna do episodes on we agreed on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, we're gonna review like restaurants that we've been to, or even hotels and restaurants that we stayed at and went to. So depending on our mood or whatever we choose to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. But on Wednesdays, it's not going to be like a podcast. It's really just going to be us giving like a review of a restaurant and or hotel. Like, and then kind of talking about like a vacation that we went on, a trip, something. Because we go a lot of places. We do a lot of things. So it'll just be us discussing that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be on Wednesdays, but on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, we're gonna do topics. We're gonna talk about topics. So, first off, let's just get the morning out the way this morning started. We got up early this morning. First off, we woke up early this morning. We was watching this show called Traders, like a little game show.
I was up all night watching it.
Yeah, she was up all night. Yeah, she put it on last night. We had it planned all night. Woke up this morning, it was still on. A game show about...
A reality show.
Reality show, yeah. A reality show about people. They put like a group of people in a house. And let's say it's like 20 people. For example, like 20 people in a house. The host of the show, they sit them at a round table, blindfold them, and the host is going to walk around the table and pick 3 people out of the 20 that's going to be the traders out of the house. You know what I'm saying? So the traders kind of have an advantage because the traders, once they pick, the dude walk around the table, tap each person that they want to be a trader. They pick 3, and they have everybody take the blindfolds off. So the only people that know they're the traders in the house are the ones that got tapped on the shoulder. And then at some point, they introduce the traders to each other. So the 3 traders out of the 20 people in the house meet, and they know they traders, and they got to come together and try to vote people out of the house. The people that's not traders trying to figure out who are the traders. It was a good show. We watching that shit this morning.
He messed it up. So there's 20 people in the house. 3 of them are labeled traders, but the rest of the house don't know. And the house as a whole, they have to vote on who they think the trader is and banish them from the house. And the traders, they can vote in the banishment, and they have to pretend like they're faithful and they're not a trader. And then at night, overnight, the traders go around and they murder the house guest that's faithful, and they're pretty much just slipping a card under the door and saying, "You're dead." So you do that, and you can only do it to one person, and they do it every night. So not every night, but every episode. So every episode, somebody's getting banished from the house, and every episode, somebody's dying. So the goal is to find out who to find out who the traders are, banish them from the house, because who's ever left at the end of the game, if it's all faithful members, they get the pot of money and they get to share it. If it's at least even one trader left, that trader gets all the money, and the faithfuls win nothing. So the first season was good. The second season comes out on the 12th.
Yeah, it was a good show. But we was watching that this morning. Then we got hungry, so we decided to figure out what we was gonna eat for breakfast. We was looking into. First, we decided we don't want to go to the IHOP around here. It's too expensive. The IHOP around here in DC is more expensive than the IHOPs out in Maryland and shit. So we decided we ain't fucking with that. We ain't trying to pay them prices for an IHOP. Then I was like, let's go up Adams Morgan. we was gonna go to the diner at Adams Morgan. But then I was like, she agreed to it. She was cool with it. Then I was like, all right. In the process of us, deciding on that, I go to the Open Table app because that's where I pretty much pick all the restaurants from that I want to go to. I go to the Open Table app to see what's on there, what's available, see what place is serving what, because all the restaurants on the Open Table app don't do breakfast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just scrolling to see if something piqued my interest. Found this one place. Brandon Paris Riri, this place called the Shilling Can Company. Somewhere is over there in the Navy Yard. I booked it. When I looked online, it said it was closed on Sundays. But on the Open Table app, it said it allowed me to book it. I picked it. She agreed. She looked at the menu. We went over it. Boom. On our way there, halfway there, less than halfway there, we probably like 5 to 10 minutes away.
Well, I don't know. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we was around because, yeah. About halfway there, I looked at my phone and got an alert saying that they canceled my reservation. They canceled my reservation because they are closed on Sunday. On the Open Table app, it allowed me to book it. But if you go to their website, it says closed on Sunday. So I just took a shot. They ended up canceling. So then we had to find somewhere else to go eat. Looked on the Open Table app again, found this other place out in Alexandria called La Porta. I think, is that the name of it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, found this place called La Porta. Looked at the menu. Seemed like something we was both, messing with. Rolled out to Alexandria. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just wanted pancakes. That's all I wanted. He wasn't even in the mood for like real breakfast food, but I wanted pancakes. We get all the way out there. Their online menu said that they had pancakes, but we get there, they don't even have menus printed out. So we had to sit at the table. How long were we sitting at the table for? Like 10 minutes?
Probably about 10
Before
minutes.
they brought us menus that they just had to print.
Yeah,
and then
they
switched the whole menu up. They didn't have pancakes anymore. They changed a lot of stuff on their menu, and it wasn't good anymore.
Yeah, so the menu that they brought us didn't match the menu that we saw online. Mm-hmm. So we sitting there. It was just a lot of bullshit with the place. You know what I'm saying? We walked in.
We were the only ones there.
Yeah, we was the only ones there. That kind of threw me off. I'm like, dang, nobody in this motherfucker?
And we got there at like 11:20.
Yeah, so we sat there. They brought out the menu. We looked at the menu. The menu didn't match the menu we saw online. So we wasn't feeling it. Then we decided to go across the street because they got this place across the street called Table Talk that we've been to numerous amounts of times. And we both like it. It's a cool little diner type of atmosphere. That's what you would say, right? Like a diner type of atmosphere. So it was literally across the street. So we told the people the menu ain't what we wanted, pancakes. Y'all ain't got pancakes on the menu, so we're going to roll. They pointed us to 2 places in the area that had pancakes. We've been to both places that they pointed out to us, actually. But we decided to go to one of the places we didn't like. We knew where we was going to go anyway.
Yeah.
We was going to go to Table Talk. So we walked across the street, went to Table Talk. Walked in, got a seat immediately. Got breakfast. I got chicken and waffles. Chicken wings and waffles. You got
pancakes.
She got a blueberry pancakes and eggs, and I got eggs too, all of that. So it was cool. We both agreed that the breakfast wasn't as good as it normally is from that place because we like that place. It's like a safe place. We know if we go there, we gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? But we like to try different places. That's why we typically don't go to a lot of the same places, as y'all gonna find out and see. But that was our morning. We did that, ate breakfast, came back, and it's podcast time. So to get it jumping, we're gonna talk about our first topic of the day, which is like the biggest topic going on in the country. You know what I'm saying? If not the world, we're gonna say the country for sure. Which is the Katt Williams thing. Katt Williams did the podcast. He did an interview on Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay's, Shannon Sharp's podcast. And it took the world by storm because his interview was so controversial. You know what I'm saying? He was going in on everybody. He going in on damn near the whole industry. People, specific people for sure, that it seemed like he got issues with. And I mean, he stirred up a lot of controversy, and we're just gonna touch on that a little bit and talk about a little bit of it. So, is there anything you want to jump out there and talk about first, or you want me to run in? Anything on your mind?
You can go first.
Okay, well, for me personally, the biggest thing about it, because he was dropped by now, all of y'all done probably seen the clips, if not seen the whole video. He was just kind of dropping all type of information about not D.L. Hughley, but Steve Harvey, said the entertainer. He had some shit to say about Martin.
Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley for sure. Who else? Just a lot of people.
Katt Williams. I mean not Katt Williams. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
He spoke on a couple of people, but really he was just trying to correct the inconsistencies that he feel like came out during their interviews with Shannon Sharpe. So I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% with everything he said, but I'm 95%. I believe him because ever since then I've seen multiple clips with Cedric the Entertainer doing other people. He did a joke from damn Designer Women, verbatim, practically. You know, like the only thing extra that he threw in there was that the guy's name was Charles Johnson, but he wanted people to call him Bimalicious. And
Bimalicious or some shit like that.
Bimalicious, something like that.
That he was pronounced Bimalicious.
But
he definitely stole that joke.
But the only switch up was that he actually gave a real name to the person versus on Designer Women. The black guy that was in Designer Women, he doesn't say what the guy's name really is. He just says, you know, I told you can call me by my initials. So, you know, that was obviously stolen.
He definitely stole
Designer Women
that.
came out long before Cedric the Entertainer was on camera, was on TV, having comedy specials and stuff. So, you know, like, I believe it. And then we came across so many stories. Like, even prior to his interview, we heard about, what's his name? Boosie. Boosie said how Katt Williams pulled up on him when he just got out of jail, gave him $15,000. Just threw it to him in his car. Pulled up to him next to side by side in the car, and he just threw it through the window. He said he thought it was weed. Unrolled the towel, and it was $15,000. And then it was like some other comedians talking about how it was like a lot of posts. Comedians talking about, I went on the show and I was only supposed to get paid $700, and he gave me like $1,500 in the back, and I thought it was just a $700. I go home and these are white people and black people. No one that I'm really familiar with, but they are comedians, and they are like legit comedians. And then also Mark Curry, he came out and was reiterating that yes, Steve Harvey stole. Now, he did not necessarily say that it was that he copied Hanging with Mr. Cooper, but he stated how Steve Harvey was going around like it was a story about his actual childhood, because he said that his parents was poor. He said his mom made him wear a box for Halloween, and he's showing, then a clip is shown of him actually telling this joke, and then it's a clip of Steve Harvey with the bald head. So this had to be when he had his little talk show or whatever TV show he had that wasn't the teacher show, and he's literally doing the same joke, claiming that they was poor and he had to keep wearing this box again. Now, you know, I understand that back in the day there was a lot more poor black families, but I mean, I ain't grow up rich. My mom ain't never had me. I can't walk around and tell a story that I had to wear a cardboard box for Halloween. I don't feel like that's I feel like as a joke, it probably is specific to Mark Curry in the way that he told it versus how Steve Harvey was telling it, which sound very similar to what Mark Curry was saying. So I believe it. I believe it all. I believe it all. You know, even the stuff about Ricky Smiley, I believe it. It was a lot of people speaking out who was in the movie that Shannon Sharpe even touches on, and saying how he was homeless, and he found all that out because of Terry living in the trailer and everything, and all of it just kind of makes sense. Now, I will say, Ice Cube spoke out and kind of, I didn't watch the video, so I don't know, but Ice Cube made a video where he's pretty much clarifying the whole thing, and he said that Katt Williams is pretty much, he's 100, he was 100 on some things, but not all things. Yes. But I don't know what the all things were. I mean, it seemed like, to the movie.
It seemed like he kind of hinted at there was a script. Because Katt Williams said it wasn't no script for the Money Mike part.
Yeah,
pretty much he
ad-libbed
and did his own thing. And Ice Cube was like, now, there was a script for it, for the most part. But it seemed like he wasn't really knocked down what Katt Williams was saying. But it seemed like that was one of the main things he wanted to point out, was that there was a script to Money Mike part. But he probably, to me, that really stood out to me. Other than that, he ain't really tried to knock down anything Katt Williams said. And probably, I'm assuming that, so what I feel like the truth somewhere in the middle. It probably was a script, but Katt Williams probably did a lot of ad-libbing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or he probably changed a lot of the script, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if Ice Cube said it was a script, it was a script, you know what I'm saying?
And I'll say this, Gary Owens, you know how he made mention of Gary Owens, he's pretty much, he didn't cross over to mainstream because he wasn't willing to sell his soul and agree to what it is they wanted him to do in order to become mainstream. Gary Owens has a little podcast out where he's talking about the situation, and he made mention of how he was in a room and somebody pretty much offered him millions to either suck his dick or get his dick. I don't know. Which one was it? To suck the guy's dick or to let the guy suck Gary Owens' dick?
Gary Owens said he kind of felt like the dude probably was trying to suck his dick.
Okay.
But
he said no.
But, he said he wasn't 100% sure that's what it was.
But he feel like that's what
it was. And
I
feel like if he feel like that's what it was, that's what the fuck it was.
If y'all ever in a situation where y'all feel like somebody trying to flirt with you, trying to talk to you, trying to anything of such, you probably right. Mm-hmm. You probably right. Especially if it's somebody of the opposite sex, of the same sex. Because generally, when you're around a person who is the same sex as you, if they not trying to give off those vibes, they not going to be giving off those vibes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless they want to give off those vibes. So I believe if he was feeling it, that shit is right. And there's a bunch of stuff going around about people doing that and how, people out here offering millions of dollars for people to do crazy stuff and them turning it down. And I believe it all. I'm not a 100% conspiracy theorist, but I like them. And I believe all of this mess that's coming out. Yeah. Especially about Kevin Hart, because, it's clear he got a little bit of liar in him. He lied about his best friend trying to blackmail him. Now he trying to claim the same situation with Tasha K. It doesn't make any sense for her to be willing to blackmail him for $250,000 when she makes more than that if she just posts the interview of his assistant out for everybody to watch. Like, why would she need $250? That just doesn't make any sense. Where she can make more off the interview. If he gonna claim her for blackmailing him, he need to say that she tried to blackmail him for more than just $250,000.
Right. But my opinion on because I was thinking about something when I was watching that Gary Owens podcast, because she sent it to me. She sent me the link to it. To Gary Owens' podcast, because his name got mentioned in the Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe. So that's what made him really talk about it, because his name got mentioned. But not really in the bad light at all. He just, Katt Williams just made mention that
he could be, he's white. And the white people was not letting him be where they usually let the white people be. He was just like, and what does that tell you? He's not willing to give up what it is that they want him to give up in order to step into that space. Right. And Gary Owens talks about it because he's just like, his audience and his friends are people that look like us. Mm-hmm. It's not people that look like him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, so he would go in and he would pitch stories and shows and all this other stuff. And he got picked up for some things, but because his comedy was more relatable to black people and not white people, they didn't understand it. So they didn't think it was going to work. And then they wanted him to kind of go against, and this is when he was still married to his black wife. And he says it in his podcast, like, I'm not about to say this. My wife would kill me if I said that to her in real life. I'm not going to say it on the show. Or, like, I'm from here and I got friends that's like this and they don't dress like this or they don't act like this. So they were trying to get him to kind of, he said it was just too racially heavy. Like just and not just in regards to black people, in regards to like Jewish people and everything else, and he just didn't agree with it, and then he wasn't trying to let this dude suck his dick. So, all of that stuff kind of barred him from going further than he is.
Yeah. Let me say, listening to it. So listening to it, it made me think when he was talking about that casting couch thing, right? Pretty much, Katt Williams said he pretty much got offered, propositions to sit on the casting couch for better opportunities, and he said no. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying he trying to lead this game with a virgin asshole. He ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't selling his soul for
in a mouth
better
in a mouth that ain't never sucked no dick.
Yeah, and he ain't trying to sell his soul for a better opportunity. So that's what made Gary Owens talk about it. He said that he felt like he was propositioned one time years ago, and he was talking to some type of executive or something, and then he felt like the dude was hitting on him. One of them things, like, he had to realize, like, is he hitting on me? Almost like he felt like if he'd have bought into it and gave into it, he probably would have had better opportunities in the industry. And it just made me think when Gary Owens was talking about it, knowing what I know now, because, I'm a little older. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm exposed. I listen, I've been listening to a lot of stories. The invention of the podcast opened my eyes to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. The invention of the podcast opened my eyes to a lot of shit in this world that's going on that I didn't know was going on until motherfuckers started doing podcasts and telling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Telling shit like, for example, the whole niggas getting their ass ate. I did not know that was a thing until I started listening to podcasts, and Tank was the first one that I remember. A lot of the industry, a lot of people kind of give Tank, he's like the face of the niggas getting their ass eaten committee. Because
that's the first time I heard about it.
Yeah.
What is it? Lip service. He was on there talking about it, and Angela Yee was like, "What you do? You get into the bug position, the dead bug position." Yeah. That shit is disgusting.
All of that. And then, women, once he kind of admitted it, and everybody was just going in on him, then a lot of women started coming out to his defense, like, hold on, like, no, these niggas be out here wanting their ass, they be da-da-da, and I had no idea. The podcast opened my eyes to a lot of shit. And one of the things that opened my eyes to is that a lot of these niggas is gay out here. And a lot of niggas doing a lot of gay shit, and they don't think they gay because of the position of the gayness that they in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when Gary Owens was saying the casting couch thing, and he was kind of echoing what Katt Williams said, what ran through my head was like, you know what? It's a lot of these motherfuckers. Katt Williams said himself, he said, if 5 or 10 of us got offered this role in this movie, and I know this guy that could have casted me in this movie or show or whatever, propositioned me this to get into it, I turned him down. What did them other motherfuckers that got the roles?
It's like this.
What did they do?
The role I got. So what y'all do to get y'all role? Because I turned them down and I got this role. Yeah,
like I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Fall for them sexual advances to get the. What did y'all do? Who knows? And then it just got me thinking, all in all, just to get to this point, that for real, these motherfuckers that's, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of falling for these casting couch propositions, that they probably already a little funny anyway. You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing, though. It's not just the casting couch, because we've been having this conversation, I feel like, all throughout 2023 with people who are just gay to play. They think that, oh, yeah, like I got this dude sucking my dick, but I got a girl here and she, you know what I'm saying, like licking my balls or something like that. I don't know. But like, just because a girl is there, they feel like it's not gay because it's a girl involved. Even though you ain't just doing stuff with the girl, or it's like, oh, well, I'm not sucking his dick, and he not putting his dick in me. You know, like he's sucking my dick and I'm putting my dick in him. So it's not gay, and it's just like.
But the shit, yeah. At the end of the day, the shit is gay.
Like I'm a girl, and people think the girl on girl stuff is cool, and that's not gay. It's just fun and da 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 da. But I'm a female, and I'm not attracted to girls, and it's more accepted, you know, for girls to casually be doing stuff with each other than it is for dudes. And I'm not attracted to females. I don't like females touching on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to be out here kissing on no girl. Nothing like that. Nothing. So it's almost like you a guy. You know, like it ain't too much stuff that y'all could be doing that doesn't cross those lines of sex. How you feel comfortable doing all of this, but you're not gay? You're not in the boys. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Because if you're not into the same sex, nothing about any of that stuff should be able to entice you. Nothing. So.
But that's what.
But people, and it's not. And that being said, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
If you like what you like, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
they gay.
Own your shit.
But you gay, yeah.
Like, if that's what you like, that's what you like. But own it. Don't be out here sitting here saying, oh, you know, like, I don't like dudes. I just let a dude suck my dick every once in a while. Like, what does that mean?
Right. I mean, they gay.
Yeah.
But.
And it's not wrong with it. But just own your stuff.
But, like I say, to me, what I took away from it was these dudes willing to get on the casting couch because they already been probably comfortable with pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
It's like, it seemed like all these niggas, like you just hearing stories about these motherfuckers in the industry doing these, you know what I'm saying, doing like homosexual type of activities with each other. Shit just be coming out slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? You got the Will Smith shit that came out. I heard about that a long time ago. What's his name? I don't think you listened to it, but on Uncle Murder 2023 wrap up, you know they do. He mentioned that. He was like, yeah, because I was telling you, I heard some rumors about Will Smith and what's the dude name?
Dwayne
Martin. I heard that a long time ago, if I ain't mistaken. And his wrap up, he said we've been heard rumors about that.
Kevin Hart made a joke about it on his TV show, and that TV show came out in like 2022, 2023.
Okay, yeah.
The redone Husbands of Hollywood. Remember he was watching it?
Yeah.
He was like, that was Will Smith calling you. You run your ass on to him.
Sure did. Yeah, he did say that. So you got the Eddie Murphy shit. There's just a lot of this shit going on. Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill? You ain't never heard about that? Oh, yeah, that was a big rumor. Johnny Gill did an interview recently where he said he had to take a lie detector test with a girl because a chick was like, man, this rumor out here about you and him. He took a lie detector test and passed it. I want to see the papers. That's what he said in the interview. But nonetheless, I say all that to say, a lot of these niggas that's sitting on these casting couches with these other men, they more willing to do it because what I'm realizing, I mean, from real life to the industry stories to prison stories, niggas is funny out here and they don't think they gay because they rationalize it in their head. Like she said, like either they like, I ain't fucking the nigga. The nigga ain't fucking me, I'm fucking him, or I ain't putting my mouth on the nigga putting his mouth on me, or this and that, or I mean, the nigga want me to do this for a possible $1 million or be a multi-millionaire if I pop in the industry. They rationalize it like, who wouldn't do it? The people that's walking away from that shit are the ones that's like, not get, because if you, as a man, it's no amount of money, I don't give a fuck. When they do, would you suck a dick for $1 million, nigga? No. No. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
$1 million? I would.
Yeah, exactly. And them niggas would too, because they probably ain't that far away from.
Depending, I don't know. It depends. Because if it's looking all gnarled up and nasty looking.
Man.
Because I heard Harvey Weinstein's look like all gnarled up and twisted up, all like a big old mushy blob. I wouldn't want to. Not that.
Man. I don't know. But
you don't know if I would say no?
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking about Harvey Weinstein. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know either, but they were talking about it on a different thing, and I was just kind of like, but if he was offering $1 million to eat me out, oh yes, I'd take it. Let me check your mouth first, because you know how I feel about if you got any cold sores or that herpy lip. No, thank you. I just leave here broke. I don't want that. That ain't $1 million ain't enough for that. But you know, outside of that, yeah, I do it. But it's easier for girls. That's
what I'm saying. I'm talking about for a man. For a man. You know what I'm saying? For a man, if you straight, you gonna say no, like Katt Williams and Gary Owen. If you ain't interested. But a lot of these doing, like when you hear about these casting couches and these men taking these propositions up on other men, because remember Terry Crews said somebody tried to sexually harass them.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes would do it because it ain't really out of their realm of rationale. They probably, because they already kind of be probably pushing that envelope sexually. They, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no. So I will say this: I do believe that a lot of the people who are out here entertaining it, they not too far off from it anyway. So even if they claiming that they're not into it, on some level they are. But I do believe that it is a certain percentage of guys out here that they're not into men. They don't want to do it. But it's almost like maybe they poor, maybe they really ain't got no money, maybe they're just so low down. I mean, not low down like bad, but just like their life is just so low right now that it's almost like, fuck my morals, I need this money.
Man, fuck that.
I mean, I get it,
fuck
but
that.
I mean, we can't
rob a nigga.
we can't
before
look
I do
past
that.
the fact. We can't look
I
past
rob
the
the
fact.
person. That's all. If you got that much money, before I do that, I'm not doing it. Because it's a lot of people. There's a lot of options out here. If you willing to suck a nigga dick, you willing to rob a nigga for some money.
But in the Gary Owens case, he didn't want Gary Owens to suck his dick. He was asking to suck his.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I don't know.
It don't matter. Like it don't matter if you. I think these dudes, a lot of these dudes, probably majority of these dudes that fall for that, got a little something in them. And the only reason I'm thinking that, because I thought like how you was thinking, you know what I'm saying, possibly about it, until I just got privy to all this information about what the hell's going on out here.
I'm not saying it's the majority, but I'm not going to say that everyone who's doing it.
I ain't going to say 100%.
A part of it, but I do think that I think the majority is, you know.
I ain't going to
say.
But
I do think it's a little part of it where it's like, it's just some people that's on real hard times and they don't feel like they got any other option.
I ain't going to say 100% of the men.
Like 97.
I ain't going to say 100% of the men that's fucking with these men on these casting couches to get ahead in the industry is already funny. Not 100%, because some of them probably are doing it because they just like, man, the opportunity. But I'm going to say 99.9% of them niggas is probably funny.
I would say like 90%.
Because it ain't them, I don't give a fuck how much money. I don't, no. I'm sorry. You got something in you that you okay with. I ain't saying that you prefer to do it, but it's something in you. If your life, like literal life ain't on the line, possibly, I guess. Some people will die before they suck a nigga dick. You know what I'm saying? If their life is on, they'll die before they have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm closer to that category.
But this rolls into what I be saying about dudes that's in jail for 10 years or longer. You was trying to argue with me over this and tell me that you didn't think this. But I say, if a dude is in jail, especially if he goes in young. If he goes in young, like he went in jail 16, 17, and he in jail for 10 years or longer, he in there fucking with some dudes. He got himself a boyfriend. He got himself a boyfriend.
But I don't necessarily, well, that's different from this, because you will have to tell me that the people that's fucking with men in jail, like if I'm arguing, like you arguing that they can turn funny in jail, I'm sitting there saying them motherfuckers that's in jail, that was in jail for 10 years, fucking with men in jail, they probably already had a little something in them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think everybody that go to jail, that been in jail for over 10 years, even youngins, I don't think all of them fuck around with men.
I'm not saying that. I never said everybody. I ain't never say everybody. But you meet me on the street, and you like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, oh, hey. You talk about you just got out of jail and you've been in jail for 10 years? Immediately in my head, I'm going to think to myself, oh, this nigga, he fucking around with dudes. You might not be messing around with dudes no more. You might be with girls again because you out. But
I mean, I get the rationale. I'm just saying, I don't think
especially if you going young.
I don't think it's as
nothing is ever 100%.
No, I never say 100%. You be saying 100% something, or you be assuming. I never assume you mean 100%.
It's 100% for
I'm
me.
not saying 100%. Oh, well, that's 100% for you. I don't think it's 100% for sure. I think that's crazy. For sure. I think that's crazy.
Because nothing is perfect. So obviously it wouldn't be. And I know that you feel like, and I'm sure, and I feel like if you're older and you go to jail and you went there for a long time, then you got more control of yourself. And it's more than likely that if you get in there and you not dealing with none of that stuff, you probably not dealing with none of that stuff. But if you go in at 16, 17, and you in jail for over 10 years, 16, 17, and you in jail for over 10 years, who you talking to saying that you ain't do nothing? You just been jacking off the whole time?
Probably so.
Bullshit.
Probably so.
I mean, that.
I think it's a better...
Over 10 years, and you... Think about when you was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way up until you 36.
I knew at 15, 16,
Well,
17,
really, it would have been 26,
I knew at them ages
16.
that I was not interested in no motherfucking men. I knew that.
I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that you interested in men to be in the jail fucking around with some dudes.
But I knew, but I think the motherfuckers that go to jail fucking around with men, a lot of them already, you might got a couple here and there that might have just been in jail for so long and they just taking, but I think most motherfuckers, if you've been in jail and you start fucking around with men,
Maybe.
I think that you probably already got something in you a little bit. Because these niggas funny out here. That's why them motherfuckers in the industry that succumb to the casting couch, they continue to be fucking around with men once they make it past the casting couch.
Yeah.
A lot of them still be fucking around with men. They don't stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But that was just what I took away. One of the things. The other thing that I took away from that interview, one of the main things I took away from the Katt Williams interview, to get back on the topic, was the fact that he was acting like a real big tough guy in the joint, and he talking about he could run a 4.2, and Janet Shop like a 4.
That's
four,
like
what?
20 stuff. I mean football stuff.
Yeah, like run a 40-yard dash in 4.2 seconds.
Yeah,
he said I can still run a 4.3
and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't know what the hell he talking about.
Yeah, he's like I can still run a 4.3, a sub 4.2. I'm like, I understand what that is because I know I watch football. And Shannon Sharp like sub what? You want a sub from
like
Subway?
A
There's a sub sandwich.
Yeah.
You ain't running no sub. And he like a sub, this and that. And he was like, yeah. And then he was talking about pretty much like niggas don't want to run into him. Like some of these comedians, they avoid him. They don't want to see him because he, I feel like he was insinuating like he'll beat their ass. They don't want Kevin Hart.
He always got a gun.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not gonna say. First of all, I'm not gonna say that Katt Williams gonna run a 4.3, 4.2. That's professional.
I don't believe all
That's
that.
professional. That's professional sport player, athlete who train professional athletes that run that. A lot of Terry McLaurin don't run a 4.2, 4.3. We think he faster than Terry McLaurin, but I
don't understand what this means.
The lower the number, the faster you are. So he said if he said he run a 4.3,
so
that means he can
40
run
yards in 3 minutes.
I'm trying to tell you, baby. If he say he run a 4.3, that means he can run 40 yards in 4.3 seconds. 4.2 seconds. So when he say a sub 4.3, he's saying I can run a sub. That means I can run it probably under 4.3. Since he already said sub. In sport, honestly, when somebody say sub 4, something is probably like, because the average fast motherfucker run a 40-yard dash in 4.4 seconds. Okay. The average fast, real fast motherfucker. If you run it faster than 4.4 seconds, you super fast. Super duper fast. You know what I'm saying? The fastest motherfuckers in NFL history probably ran in like 4.1.
Okay.
Deion Sanders. Darryl Green. You know what I'm saying? The Cheetah that play for Miami. Mm-hmm. They probably run like 4.1. Mm-hmm. He talking about he running 4.2. But what I will say, I don't think the nigga's slow. Because I seen him on ATL. He played in the episode of the ATL show. He was the alligator man. Or something like that. He had an alligator in his house. He was in... And at the end of the episode, he got up and took off, ran out the house, and took off down the street. I'm going to show it to you. The nigga fast. So I'm going to tell you right there. Do we want a 4-2? I would bet that he don't. Or 4-3, I would bet that he don't. But the nigga ain't slow. So Shannon Sharp like, you never run a sub, what? He ain't slow. But the whole thing about him beating people up, it just threw me off because I had to think back. And I was like, hold on.
He got beat up by that kid.
Yeah, I was like, didn't he get beat up? Some years ago, it was on camera like a 13-year-old or something, jacked him up.
But to be fair, he's a grown man. He shouldn't be putting his hands on some stranger kid anyway. You know what I mean? But I don't remember.
I don't know what that got to do with him getting beat up or not.
Maybe he just didn't want to get arrested again, so he ain't want to put his. I don't remember the video. I just remember hearing about it.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not letting no 13-year-old beat me up to avoid. He better sit his little ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You ain't for me to avoid no time. I'll take the time. You know what I'm saying? Before I let a little 13-year-old act like you gonna put hands on me, I smack the shit out of his little ass.
I don't 100% know if he was threatening to beat people up, because he kept saying like he got the heat on him. Isn't that referring to a gun?
It might have been. If he kept saying that, I don't remember him really saying that. He kept the heat on him, but
he did. All in all, he always got a gun on him.
That was the only thing that really threw me off out of that whole interview, because I don't know if the shit that he's saying is true or not. I want to believe him. I'm taking his word on because he's saying it with such conviction. But the only thing that really, really moved me was, him saying, acting like he gonna beat somebody up. And I'm like, nigga, you just got beat up when you was younger than you are now. This is about 10 years ago.
I don't remember.
You was 10 years younger and got beat up by a 13-year-old. I gotta imagine that you ain't a better fighter. You ain't stronger or faster now than you was then. So I was sitting there thinking, I just ain't understand that. And the casting couch thing that he brought up, and when Gary Owen brought it up, and I was like, man, yeah, these niggas sitting on this casting couch probably already gay, because half these niggas out here is gay these days. From what I learned, these niggas gay. So it's easy for them to sit on the casting couch. You ain't sitting on it because you ain't gay. Katt Williams ain't sitting on it because he ain't gay. But the nigga that's sitting on it, they probably kind of like men a little bit. These niggas like niggas out here. But anything else you want to talk about as far as that Katt Williams thing? Before we switch topic?
No.
Okay, so we can switch topic. Okay. So, but before we get off, we decide outside of the main topic, we both gonna bring up a topic of the day. One I'm gonna spring on her, and she gonna spring one on me. We can spend a few minutes on it. Hopefully we can only do a few minutes, depending on what the topic is. Whatever. We go as long as it make. You know what I'm saying? As long as it makes sense for us to go. So she wanted me to start off with my question of the day. So this is going to be my question of the day to you, that we can have a little topic about, question that I talked about before. Do you think...
You can't see.
I'm going to get back in it. They're going to see me. But do you think, and this is good for a black woman, because you're a black woman. Mm-hmm. Do you think that it's hard for black women to submit to black men? What's your take on that?
I think it is hard simply because the majority of black men do not understand what it is, what it's meant for a woman to submit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not mean that we are your maid. It does not mean that whatever you say go. It does not mean that you get to dictate and tell us what to do and all this other stuff. And a lot of the time, when men are on that whole, I need my woman to submit, I want a submissive woman, what they want is somebody that they can kind of, the man wants to be able to come and go as they please. Do whatever the hell they want with no questions asked. Makes all the decisions no matter what. They want to be able to run their life and her life. And then the woman is supposed to just sit there and be like, okay, baby, whatever you want, baby. And that's not what real submission is. What real submission is, and that's not what real submission is. But a big part of submission is trust. And I personally feel like loyalty. I'm not going to let nobody lead me down the wrong path. I'm just not. I'm not going to let you lead me down the wrong path. And if that means that I have to sit here and step up and not be submissive because I got to be the leader because you not able to get us on the right direction, then that's what's going to happen. And I don't necessarily, and it's a lot of situations that's like that, because us as black women, we don't have the type of support that we should be receiving, especially from the black man. Right. So a lot of the time, women are being raised without a father. They have to raise their own children without their daddy around. They gotta take care of themselves. They ain't got no father. They don't, they don't have men in their life to even be there, that they can even learn how to have that submissive relationship with. 1, 2, we are independent and by choice, but also by nature, like by force. Like we have to take care of ourselves. Like that, we don't have the level of support that we should have as women, and especially as black women. But beyond that, being submissive. If you say, "Baby, I'm gonna take this $1,000 and I'm gonna invest it," trust me. Don't worry about it. If we need that $1,000, that $1,000 could be, going towards, like, we can be paying something off or doing this or doing that. And you're telling me, "No, baby, let me take it and invest it into this that's going to bring us more money. That's going to help us, advance our life and move us forward in a way that if we just take it and pay this bill all the way off, it just won't. Like, trust me enough to let me do this." And I step back and I let you do it. I don't stop you. I don't argue with you. I sit here and I trust you. And I trust that you are going to do what's right by you, do what's right by me, do what's right by our household and our family. That is me submitting. Me coming home and making sure your clothes is washed, making sure the bathroom is clean, making sure the food is on the table as soon as you walk in. Those are not me being submissive. Me letting you take the lead of our family. And you take the lead in our life and me supporting you. And that's really what it is. Me, like, instead of me trying to be the leader and saying, "This is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do," I sit here and I step back and let you not necessarily make the decisions, but you kind of decide what you think is right. And then I support those decisions. And that's being submissive. But the problem is like, unfortunately, ain't nobody perfect. Even in that role, ain't nobody perfect. Because again, you a fool if you let somebody direct your ass down the wrong path. And I know I'm not going to do it. So I will support you. I will support you in your hopes, your dreams. If you sit here and feel like you know the best route for us, I'm going to support it. But if I look at this route and I'm like, this don't make no sense, I'm not a good helpmate if I don't speak up and say so.
Right.
And that's not necessarily me dismissing what you got to say or shooting it down or going against you. That's, give me more information. Right. We need to go into this together and we need to look at this together. You know what I'm saying? Because I need more understanding, because from where I'm sitting, this don't look safe, it don't look right, and it don't make no sense. So we need to, and that's not me trying to take control, but I'm a human being and I have an opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I really think what it comes down to is trust. Mm-hmm. Like a woman has to trust that man and know that what he's doing is for us and not for him. They got to trust that if I sacrifice whatever I got to sacrifice to support whatever it is that we're trying to grow, he's not going to abandon me as soon as things start getting good. abandon me on the wayside while he run off and do his own thing and all of a sudden want to be single or anything like that.
Right.
Or it's like it has to do with trust, but it also has to do with loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you are loyal and like I can trust you, you're loyal, like I don't have to worry about you dogging me out or treating me like I don't exist simply because you got other shit going on. Like, all of that plays a part. If a female isn't feeling safe, why would she let her walls down? And unfortunately, a lot of people, especially the way this society is set up now, a lot of women are in relationships where they don't feel safe, where the man is not making them feel safe because he being sneaky, hiding stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, she not allowed to ask no questions because, it's just like, this my business. I'm a man. Who you think you are asking me this? Or, like, I ain't got to tell you nothing and I'm grown and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is that we all got scars and we all got stuff. We got childhood trauma. And if a person, a woman specifically, if she needs this to feel safe in a relationship, if you want to be in that relationship with her and you want her to be submissive, especially if you want her to be in a submissive role, then you have to be willing to be open and give her what she needs so that she will feel safe enough to let those walls down and let you in.
Right.
So that's my opinion on it.
I mean, it's a good opinion. I definitely feel like me knowing you for sure, you a tough cookie. And I think that you got to be, and I think that's smart. You know what I'm saying? And when you said that you ain't letting nobody steer y'all down no wrong, that from my opinion, my experience with you, you definitely ain't letting nobody steer you down no path that don't make sense to you. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody about to baby boy me.
Yeah, like they gotta, but I seen, like, from my experience, I feel like a person really will have to earn. They ain't getting no more than what you really willing to give that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and a lot of women don't operate like that. A lot of women just follow a nigga blindly. And I think that as far as black women being submissive to black men, I think it definitely should be something that got to be earned. Because, like, all these niggas out here don't deserve somebody, no woman of any nationality. Some niggas out here don't need to be in no leadership role to anybody, period.
No.
That's just plain and simple. Let alone just because you're a man, you think a woman should follow you just because you're a man. And, like, I got into it with a dude on social media earlier this week, I think, or last week. One of them might have been earlier this week. When on the DL Hughley page, when a girl came on there, it was a woman that came on there. Yeah, she made a video saying that she loved her husband so much. And she pretty much, in so many words, said she submit to him because how much she loved him. And she said something like, one of the terms that she used to describe her compared to him is that she said she knows she's not equal to him. And then she was like, even when she about to go hang out with her friends, if she tell him, she makes sure she get permission from him to hang out with her friends, because if he say no and he think it's unsafe, if he say no, she'll gladly not go. But I just ain't like the words. I understood what she said, but I ain't like the words permission, and I ain't like the word not equal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't like that she used those words. I think she could have used better words. But when I commented that, I said I don't like those words she used, that she's not equal to a man, or she can get permission to go somewhere from another man. She a grown-ass woman. I said I ain't like those choice of words, but I understand what she was saying. Then this dude came in up under my comment, because my comment got a lot of reaction. A lot of other people commenting and liking it and this and that. And he said, he came up on there talking about, because you saw it. I think he actually cussed.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off. I was about to reply.
I ain't get bothered.
I had to pull myself back.
Yeah,
He's talking about how the fuck you a man and gonna say that men and women are equal.
Yeah, he said some shit like that. I don't really get too moved by nobody commenting, especially nobody I don't know commenting on my shit, on my posts, even if they're a little aggressive. I don't feed into that. But at the end of the day, I ain't commenting because there was a lot of women that came in going to war with him.
Yeah,
and I just saw them two going back. He going back and forth with every woman. Then there's a couple dudes that sided with him, but most of the men sided with me.
Yeah.
The fact of women not equal, we are equal. We got different roles. But your role as a woman is just as important as my role as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some things that a woman can bring to the table that a man can't, or they more proficient at it than we are. And so we come together and make a whole. But we absolutely equal. I don't give a fuck. And honestly, straight up, human nature is women are smarter than men. Because you got to be human nature. If it's just like that in the animal world, if somebody is superior at one thing than somebody else, you got to find ways to adapt. So men are kind of physically born stronger than women.
Yeah.
So women going to have to be mentally stronger than men to survive in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's just nature. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how nature works. You know what I'm saying? If we physically stronger, we don't have to be as smart. If you smarter, mentally smarter, if you smarter than everybody, you don't got to be as strong. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how it works. But all in all, I pretty much agree with what you were saying. All that submitting, you got to earn the right for a woman to submit to. You got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what that dude was saying on my post saying that ain't no woman equal to a man, the way I thought about it, to say that is to say that the weakest man in the world, the weakest man in the chain of men is stronger than the strongest woman. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the weakest man is stronger than the strongest woman on the planet. Just because he a man don't make him superior to this woman. There's a lot of women that's more superior to men. We've all seen women out here that's mentally stronger, some of them physically stronger, than mentally and physically stronger than men out here. But there's a lot of women out here that we've seen in our lives that's superior to men that we've seen in our lives.
The way the world is set up now, there's nothing that a man can do that a woman cannot do. We have been bred to be able to do everything for ourselves. There is nothing that a man can do. We can't pee standing up without getting it on our leg some type of way. That's probably and then I think that there probably is a way that we could probably pee standing up if we angle it correctly.
Probably.
But I ain't never tried.
Wow.
But other than that, that's the only thing I can think of that y'all got over us, for real, that we just can't do. I can't go into the bushes and stand up and pee without making a mess. I wish I could.
And my last point on this topic is for men, because like I said, it was a couple guys that agreed with that guy that said, women aren't equal to men. Da da da. My question to people that think like that is that something, if you have a daughter, is that something you would tell your daughter? If you have a daughter, a sister, a daughter, let's just limit it. If you had a daughter, would you raise her telling her, using those words, because that was my issue, was those words. Would you tell your daughter that she's not equal to a man and that she should get permission from her husband or boyfriend or whatever to do something? Would you tell your daughter that? If so, then okay, well, that's just the way you rock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't dare tell. If I had a daughter, no way in fucking hell I'm going to tell her she's not equal to a man or she should get permission from a nigga. Because half these niggas can't even, they should be getting permission from the damn selves to do shit. They be doing dumb shit. Niggas be out here doing dumb shit. Yeah. Fumbling like a motherfucker. I'd be goddamn if I tell my daughter that she need a man. Half these niggas ain't about shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just written, I'm a nigga.